This is episode 28, coming to you live from the production warehouse inside of Pride Roofing and Construction, Loveland, Colorado. Today, what we are going to talk about is a kind of a generic topic. It's not just a business topic, but it's something you should apply to your business if you're a business-minded person, an entrepreneur, so on and so forth. But this is really something that is applicable to anybody and everybody. There's a common saying. You're going to hear this a lot from motivational speakers. You're going to hear this a lot from pastors. You're going to hear this a lot from people who just ultimately are always trying to challenge themselves to become better. And that statement is this: what doesn't challenge you doesn't change you, right? Another spin-off of that is complacency is death. Why is complacency death, right? People get too comfortable in any individual area of their life. They stop losing, or they stop progressing in that area of their life. If you're constantly happy sitting behind sitting on a TV or a couch watching TV eating bonbons, what is that ultimately going to do to you, right? You're going to become weaker. You're going to become fatter. You are going to become probably dumber because you're losing that interaction with other people, and your mind is continually preoccupied by something else rather than your own thoughts, your own aspirations, your own what have you, right? So I grew up in a very sports-minded home. A lot of the people that I purposefully recruit and onboard, I want to make sure that they have a competitive background. They don't necessarily have to have done, your traditional sports like football and baseball and things like that. But I like to have a competitive edge in the people that I bring on. And in business, having a competitive edge is overwhelmingly the key to being able to make it through the uncertain times and the really stressful and hard times, right? Having that winning mentality is a huge contributor to your ability to have success and the timeline by which you achieve that success. Competitors are not complacent. People who want to win are not sitting on the couch eating bonbons watching TV. They're the ones in the gym and they're putting in work, right? They're the ones that practice early and they stay late and they sprint faster and they run off the field instead of jogging off the field. They're the ones that are putting in the additional effort, right? In athletics, it shows by being under the spotlight, but with a trueness to an athlete is the work that they're doing in the dark, right? The work, the extra repetition that they're putting in when nobody's watching, right? When there's no lights on them, there's no cameras, there's no spectators, right? The true test of an athlete is how much work they're going to put in the darkness, and are they going to remain competitive? They put themselves underneath of pressure religiously, constantly, right? When I said it was a common conversation of ministers and preachers, the reason they're talking about this is because it's a biblical truth, right? There are tests to the man, right? The world outside is chaotic. The things that we do on a day-by-day basis can continually get distracted. They can become hard. All kinds of things can be barreling down on top of you. And only the strong will survive. Only the people who are willing to deal with that pressure and turn it into something useful are the ones that are going to win and they're going to thrive. You have to be able to apply this generic and universal topic into your business. How do you put pressure on things? You're a weightlifter. When you lift weights, what are you doing? You're putting pressure on top of your frame. You're putting it at an angle where physics and gravity drag. You're dragging that weight down, and your job is to oppose that gravity, oppose that pressure, and find a way to bring the weight to the top, right? When that process happens, you're tearing down muscle fibers. If you tear down your muscle fibers and you feed yourself good, healthy, nutritious foods, packed with protein, of course, because we all love protein, right? See my video? Love me some protein, right? But anyways, you pack yourself with protein and your muscle builds back better. When you tear things down and you create uncomfortability in any area of your life, and then you support that uncomfortability with research, with dedication, with actual critical thinking, you will build back better, right? There is power in getting uncomfortable for a little while so that you could test your boundaries. You find those boundaries, and then you can break through those boundaries through continual repetition, continual pressure, and opposing said friction, right? Examples in business. What could you do to allow yourself to not become complacent? What I like to do on a regular day-by-day basis and week overview basis, I talk about this with my management teams all the time. We like to look at the organism as a whole, the business as a whole. We look at it on a macro scale, and we utilize reporting and data and integrity-based data to find weaknesses, right? If you're in the gym and you have exorbitantly strong legs, but your upper body looks like, that of a 12-year-old, maybe we don't focus on the legs to putting pressure on them in the friction, right? Maybe we focus on upper body. Maybe it's the opposite. There's a lot of guys who have big upper bodies and they look like they're running around on a chicken, right? Businesses can be exactly the same way. When we look at this broad scale and we find those inefficiencies and we put pressure on it, and we create uncomfortability for the people associated and assigned to those responsibilities, they're either going to break or they're going to grow, right? And in your business, in our business, one of the things that I think about regularly is be quick to fire and slow to hire, right? If somebody is not going to, you're going to squeeze, like Popeye squeezes that can, and they rise to the top, and he eats the spinach, and he gets even bigger. That's the employee that you want. When they shit out the bottom, right, and they crumble and they crack, they were a weakness. They were a weakness within your organization. You have to understand that they're not going to be the person who needs to stay on the train, because they're not going to help you see your vision to actuality. So let's put some pressure on things. Let's get uncomfortable. Do it to yourself. Do it with your day-to-day tasks. If you find yourself wasting time, put some pressure on that. Give yourself new assignments. Read more books. Listen to more podcasts. Research. Exercise your brain just like you exercise your body. Do it to your business. Let's get some exercise in. Get uncomfortable. Catch you on the flip side.